Hey guys, welcome back to Maxcast, son of our Unification. Today I have another 1 vs 2, this time on Fata, Morga Remastered Definitive Edition. On the northern side playing the Space Marines we have HMD, and on the southern side playing the Eldar we have Gommiustan. So first replay in ages which is not featuring me. It is Gommiustan who has shared it in my Discord channel, thanks for sharing. And actually HMD is here. I haven't seen HMD in like forever. So he goes for a economy based opener with a chapel barracks into plasma generator, only one Space Marine squad, so I imagine he, or at least he should build a Space Marine squad before going for the Force Commander. On the other side we have a genless opener for Eldar, something I really like. This should be Dark Reaper spam. Without a generator you can get 3 Dark Reapers more or less like immediately. The only thing I would see to improve over here would to capture with the Guardians this squad over here and leave this point for the first Dark Reapers coming out, so that you have then they finish capping roundabout when the second squad is out, so you have like 2 Dark Reapers in tandem instead of 1. On the other side, yes, Space Marines should help to cap this point actually. But yeah, he has the economy based opener, so he should in theory also upgrade his points. Otherwise this is completely lost power. Let's see if he does. Plays defensively. I can dig that against Eldar. So he really should upgrade this point over here. There's no reason not to. He goes for a Force Commander now, so upgrade a point after this one. Let's check. Now you should upgrade a point more or less immediately, otherwise why would you build a generator? Or is he building a turret? Not very well placed, you want to have it behind. So this is now out for Dark Reapers to focus without... Yeah, let's see. So he has spent the power in a turret and a Force Commander, but you could get the Force Commander and the turret without generator, I think. Okay, here's the first contact. Quickly see, so they are disengaging for now. They need to make sure they do their use their ranged advantage. Not sure where's the third Dark Reaper. It's actually capping the critical location. So the build order is nice. The decision making to cap the critical location is absolutely nonsense. Also just sitting here with 3 Dark Reapers, you want to be aggressive. You want to be right here killing these Space Marines and then attacking the distant post. You do not want to stay defensive over here. You spend, even reinforcing them, you spend so much resources getting, and also not getting power anything to get squads on the field, and then you're not using them. You're getting points and upgrading them and sitting back in your base. So this is nice opener, but not played well. On the other side, HMD more or less understands what he wants to do. He now upgrades the points, so this is what he did get the generator for. So we see now that he has, he needs then 1 more generator to get to tier 2. Plays defensively as he only has 1 squad. Fair enough. But yeah, this just sitting here doesn't give you any benefits. Also, you see, why would you capture with the Dark Reapers when your Guardians are now free anyway? So yeah, at least they have the right victory conditions on, so that's something. On the other way, yeah, you need now a lot of generators, as you have skipped them early on. You need at least 3. Fleet of foot deactivating. Yeah, it's doing now. Yeah, just stand here. Very nice. He's walking a bit too much. You need to stand and fire with these Dark Reapers. So yeah, they are falling over their own feet. Now he will make contact with this heavy bolter. He has the firepower to kill the heavy bolter, but there's also the upgraded listening post. So maybe this positioning isn't as bad after all. Maybe I have placed it always a bit too defensively. Maybe this is, seeing it now here, maybe the best position after all. Guardians will make short work if the scouts are not reinforced. If the scouts are reinforced, this is could be an even trade. There are still unupgraded listening posts to be had. Like you could poke a bit over here. Map control, of course, completely in the hands of Gommiustan. Actually getting also the armory before the tier 2, interestingly enough. Getting plasma pistol, okay, for the Force Commander. On the other side, tier 2 not started. Is he upgrading a point? No, it's just the yeah, the very low eco that you... Oh, Farseer. So that's a mistake. With this opener, you do not want to get a Farseer. It delays your tier 2 even further. So very delayed tier 2 for the Eldar now. And it's okay-ish timing, but it would be better to get first the Soul Shrine and then start the Farseer, because... Oh, he actually cancelled it. Very nice. So he was thinking about it, but you do not really need it over here. A bit undecisive over here, having the Guardian Warlock, okay, and now this is the fight you want to stay and fight. Yeah, this is exactly what you want. I'm not sure if the opponent has Bionics or not. If the opponent has Bionics, this could be problematic, but yeah, he has no Bionics, and this is 2 squads against 3. Grenades, research, okay, this also make a difference now, but tier 2 for Eldar is relatively quick, as you can use the quick build. Tier 2 is now finished for him, so he needs to get the sergeants ASAP. ASAP. And heavy bolters, I think, if you want to do something against this units over here. He has to take and hold, victory ticking, so there's something you need to do. Getting Sacred Artifact. Is he going for the 3 kings? For the 3 kings you need 3 Space Marine squads, or a Devastator, or a Honor Guard. I think you could get the Honor Guard with the Sacred Artifact then. But you need the Sergeants. Yeah, there you go. Sergeants are now on the way. I think Heavy Bolters would be also good, but he is a bit starved on the money part. Getting Commander upgrade. Okay, he goes for the 2 kings, it seems. Commander upgrade for the 4th Commander, and the Chaplain getting the target finders. So he needs to do something in the next minutes. On the other side, do we have the yeah, the Walkie Enhanced Optics, and you need, of course, the armor as well. And with all this power, I would assume a support. We're now upgrading all these points and getting... Okay, here goes for Eco Boom. Interesting. And there it is, the Honor Guard with the Chaplain is normally you want to do, but the Chaplain is now here and can firstly attach to this squad. No, it stays undetached for now. And yeah, this is, he can use the demoralizing shot. There you go. This squad will not deal any damage. The grenades coming in. This is heavy bolters, or is this a rocket? Not sure why he would get a rocket launcher against all this infantry, but he is maybe thinking there would be some vehicles coming in. Having the Chaplain unattached actually helps him get actually from the entangle, but it's not enough. It's not enough. So this point will be taken. This is by Gommiustan. This is by Gommiustan. So he needs to get some scouts on the action to get on another point, because 1 point is not enough over here. Look at the Chaplain go. Jesus Christ, with the commander upgrades he is kicking ass. And there's also now the Honor Guard coming in. Honor Guard Standard Bearer is a very potent leader. Nearby units fearless, so basically morale immune. So a no-brainer. Having now the Furious Charge with them, getting the Inspiring Aura. So no Librarian actually. Stays on the 2 commanders for now. I mean, Librarian takes quite a lot of time. Okay, that's why you get rocket launchers, it seems. Yeah, no heavy weapon upgrade yet, but big power to kill enemy positions over here. Is he getting the... yes, this is the Standard Bearer, and then you need to get more squads. So this is a power build in this position. Getting now as the Inspiring Aura will increase his damage even more. There's another support portal, and the question is what do you get against this? I do not think you just take a Falcon. Maybe you take a Viper for disruption. I think a Viper would be good to disrupt these melee squads, for example. A 4-star Reaper squad, is that correct? Yes. Okay. And getting a Falcon crafting. Okay, so he wants to be jumping all around, but I think a Viper would be pretty good over here. Oh, these guys are a bit out of nowhere. Getting their big grenade over here. You need to move out a bit, I would assume. But yeah, these guys are, yeah, long ways out over here on their own. So this was a bit ill-advised attack. I would also say get this listening post first before you try to go into the enemy base. And this normally is a death trap, as you can have a big concave for your incoming units. So the right order would be to get this point and then go over here and take this point, because here you have the arc and the opponent has to come in, and then from here this is way wider, so you have a good position to be over here and push from over here. This generally is the hardest part in Fata Morga to attack into, so generally try to avoid it unless you must. So there's like a saying, if you can't attack a position, don't attack the position, you know. So these rocket launchers were pretty nice against the buildings. They are also now nice against the Falcon craft tank, but there's the second one now. Yeah, so he's not using the craft tanks yet to get units in and to follow up, but this he now absolutely can. So the ballsy move is to get the units inside these Falcons, jump them over here and kill everything, like everything. Okay. This would have been the play, you know. You have the advantage. You have 5 now. 1, 2, 3, at least 4. Let's quickly check over here. Yeah, get like 2 in each, then jump like when they were here. You can jump over here, unload, and try to kill as much as you can. Yes, you have the chaplain over here, but otherwise there's yeah. You could also undetach the force commander, for example. This would also be pretty nice. Devastators now here. I would assume also a lot of power for Gommiustan, so he needs the requisition upgrade like yesterday. Yes, you can get a lot of Wraith Lords, that's good, they cost a lot of power, but still the requisition upgrade would be needed. Over here, good use of resources from HMD, getting now a Razorback Ricarius, because you haven't seen quite a lot of anti-vehicle from him, like nothing. These Falcon Grafdams have a bit of anti-vehicle, but not much. The Warwalker can get, I think, after the missile launcher, can get a Bright Lance over here. But tier 3 is on the way, so this is nice. So he can then, yeah, even more upgrades for his infantry, so maybe getting for Terminators more or less ASAP. Could get, not enough power for that actually. You need to get a power upgrade if you want to get a Predator. On the other side, not sure what, okay, tier 3 also on the way, so a bit. Yeah, if you are like having newer players, they kind of try to not to engage. You see it in Gommiustan, he's not very decisive in his movements. He could have maybe even won the game by now, by 1 or 2 good movements. In comes the Razorback Ricarius doing quite a number on this on this craft tank. In comes a rocket, no, one rocket at least. Poof. Do he has Bright Lance? No, he has not. So there's like no anti-vehicle. Is he getting something over here? No, so like no counter to this Razorback, but it's only one vehicle for now. In comes now the Wraith Lord. Eating some melter shots, will eat some rocket launcher shots as well. But I think you have the numbers for this little Space Marine army that is also now stumbling over their own feet. So, but tier 3 is now finished, right? Yeah, vehicle cap increase, and we see a Predator. Yeah, okay, and Vanguard veterans, so melee units galore. A lot of power float and requisition float, basically floating everything in the book. Is Gommiustan. He could basically just click tier 4 actually. Warp Spider is good, so tier 3 is finished. I know, they are tier 2. But you can get tier 2.5 actually, but you get their grenade in tier 3. They are haywire grenades, which also increases their general stats. More or less similar to the Banshee research, which not just gives them the ability, but also improves their general fighting ability. Okay, he has already the acquisition income, so he has a hell of a lot of resources. Not sure what he's getting. Another one over here getting Wraith Lord. No, stop this. You need to get tier 3 stuff. You need to get the flyers. What I called again. Okay, enough talk over here. We have now a Predator with, what is this? The Baal add-on for stuff like that. In comes Vanguard veterans, not reinforced. Reinforced, okay, they're just staggered in. A lot of upgrades on them, so they're not dying as easily, but there's a lot of fire also a lot of support for the Predator. Needs to move in a bit more. He's a bit too outside over here. We have the Bright Lens platform, which renders enemy armor. It reduces enemy armor, which helps against single entity models like the Predator over here. But these Space Marines still staying here. The Vanguard veterans not willing to die yet. Or will they actually... Wow, they survived with 2 models over here. They got reinforced. Melter over here killing this. This is a Melter. Looks like Flamer, Melter, Inferno Cannon. I'm not really sure. More Bright Lens platforms. So yeah, you need to muster up a defense, because this is some angry Marines. Actually now Master of the Force Xariel coming in. He has an aura to repair all units around him, like 10 HP per second. A very nice combination if you have a Predator or 2. Wind Riders coming in, Warp Spiders coming in. Do they have their Haywire? I do not think yet. Holofield Resort, okay, he is doubling down on the vehicles. Wraith God even, okay, so this is gonna be a nice stand over here in a second. Economy wise 110, 79 and 109. Okay, even though he has lost 2 points, he still is economy ahead because he has upgraded his economy so much with all the upgrades and of course yeah, upgraded points and general economy upgrades. You see the little red marker over here, this is from the Bright Lens, the reduced armor. I do not think it stacks, but it's really nice to have. Now I'm really interested in what weapons is he going to go. He needs the Spirit Seal, so these guys are actually faster, or he needs the Wave Serpent, which is the only transport that can transport the Wraith Guard, because it has 4 slots and these guys take up 3. Where is he going now? Even more armor. So HMD probably feels pretty good that he has these points, but he is unaware that his opponent economy still is better. So now getting the Librarian. So he must have lost, yeah, he must have lost the sorry, Honor Guard, the Chaplain, because you can only get 3 commanders. And Xariel is counting as one of them. Wind Rider's dying. Could also get the big old, what is his name? Oh, you're now getting the cover as well. Interesting. Very nice. And in comes the Warp Spiders from the other side, backstabbing him, but Xariel wants to get a slab at them. But this is not a lot of Space Marines and a lot of pointy ears coming from multiple directions as they do. This cover actually helps your opponent as well. Now that's interesting though. This is heavy cover. There comes a Storm Talon even. Now so the Storm Talon maybe switching the tides over here, because I thought for sure this was a game, an engagement that the Eldar would win really easily, but I guess these Xariel with all the commander upgrades and everything is very strong. So are these Vanguard veterans that are still floating about. Second squad of Warp Spiders, 1 squad of Warp Spiders completely wiped over here. Wow, Librarian coming in. Now the Honor Guard is already here, question mark. Honor Guard now moving out. Takes some time over here. And yeah, you really should disengage here. You have only a handful of models. Yes, you have Vanguard veterans over here. You have Storm Talons, but if he has the Haywire grenades, he can do a lot of damage. He could. I do not think you can throw these grenades in the air though, so maybe that's an issue. So this looks like a game where you could easily go tier 4, I guess. Not yet though. Not a Predator, just chilling over here. And now you need to retake your points, build up your points. Yeah, you see there's already someone assigned to capture this. Hopefully not the Warp Spiders. Hopefully it is the singular Dark Reaper. That's okay. You have some more these platforms over here. These are your anti-vehicle, yes. And you see the armor reduction, but yeah, the Storm Talon also deals some good damage against. And these are vehicle light question mark. Now a Dreadnought of all things, okay. No idea why you would get a Dreadnought in tier 3 when you can get Predators. I think the Predators and the Dreadnought more or less have the same amount of HP, but Predators are way more mobile. Now there we have the Crimson Hunter expert getting the Nightshade Interceptor. Or you could get the special fighter from the... Is it again over here? Not sure. Or you get the... What is it called again? The tier 3 melee squad. I totally forget. Ah, misplay. We all have done it. You need to assign them back in and then also try to build up your points. So this is uncharted territory for both players, it looks like. Tier very late game and just standing here. Nobody's really sure if he has an advantage. And Gommiustan really needs to get your good units and get your stuff back. Start to capture again, build up your point over here. Get the Seer Council, it's called. The Seer Council is an absolutely badass unit in tier 3. Have a leap, have a million HP, have commander armor. And he still sticks to this loadout with the plasma cannons, I guess. And melters on top. Interesting. You could... I mean, you're tier 3. What could you else go? Is the... where you get a plasma cannon on top? Is this not tier 3? No? Which squad? So, oh no, this is the second squad of warp spiders. They take ages to build. No, there's the third one. What is his name again? The big black guy from the warp gates. He would also help quite a lot in disengagements over here if you have one squad of Dark Reapers remaining. And here comes a big engagement over here. You see the standard bearer moving in, but there's a lot of firing Eldar, including some Wraith guards. And yeah, basically everything. The Storm Talon actually doing a good job against these warp talons over here. Devastator's trying to get a clean shot on the enemy vehicles. But yeah, the warp spiders doing hell of a lot of damage against all these infantry units. And there's now, wow, there's the ironclad dreadnought being deep striked in from the orbital relay over here. A lot of damage then, and there's incoming now the orbital bombardment over here, so everything needs to move out of the way or takes a lot of damage. Not sure, aircraft is probably not included in the damage, and the ironclad dreadnought at least buying some time over here before it dies against these Vanguard veterans. And even after all this, there's still the warp spiders. Warp spiders are no joke, I tell you what. Wow. The warp spiders being the anti-infantry and the nightshade interceptors, where you have now 3. I repeat, 3 nightshade interceptors. Holy moly. No! 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 Ah! It hurts so much to see. These are your fighting units. Get some guardians or whatever. They are cheap, super cheap. Get some guardians on the job. Capture all your points with guardians and move your spiders over here. An LP3 even. So this is how insecure everybody was on how to come by. But this is now done. Yeah, get them over here. No need to capture. He won a big battle in the late game. Just a move to victory. Tier 4 is not on the way for him. Was tier 4 on the way? No, no tier 4 over here. Although there had been, I think, multiple opportunities in terms of economy. Also decap. Yes, you're thinking you're winning, but still, there's another ironclad dreadnought over here. But look at all the damage from the nightshade interceptors. Holy moly. So yeah, you need to decap. And in comes some Terminators. Very late Terminators, I have to say. You were tier 3 like ages, and prioritizing Storm Talons over Terminator squads is, I think, generally not the call. A lot of damage dealt, of course, from the Predator over here, but not enough. Storm Talon over here, if it's facing enemy aircraft, mostly not a good option. Okay, so it had some nice fights over here. I have explained on multiple occasions where to improve, I think. Yeah, but as they are on the similar skill level, this made up for a closer game. We had a bit of a standing round in the mid game, but that's okay. We had big fights over here. We see it all on the corpses, left, right, and center. The Devastators died. You see them. Oh no, these are Devastators. Yeah. Holy moly. A lot of Marines died over here. This guy actually still standing as the Emperor wills. I don't know. I think I told him enough over here. GG's to the player, and as usual guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye!